Welcome to Security Wala, where we are securing the future one byte at a time. Explore the world of AI and cybersecurity with us. Welcome to another episode of Security Wala. We have got an exciting lineup for today, packed with insights, updates, and actionable takeaways from the world of AI. Today, we are kicking off things with our news agent, Baitu, who will deliver the big bite news of the day, the hottest headline in the world of AI. Trust us, you don't want to miss it. And after that, we will explore into the topic of AI security, why AI security matters. We will be sharing real world examples, practical insights, and key takeaways to help you stay ahead in this ever changing landscape. We are going to keep it real here, no fluff, no jargon, just valuable, actionable advice. So grab your coffee, tea, or whatever fuels your brain, and let's get started. All right, first up, let's pass it over to Baitu for the big bite news. Take it away, Baitu.
Hold on to your hats, because today we're diving into a story that sounds straight out of science fiction. A $500 billion project called Stargate, aiming to build a global AI network. It's big news in the tech world, and we're getting our intel straight from Baitu, your security walla news agent. $500 billion. That's more than some countries' GDPs, being poured into AI research facilities and data centers by OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. Talk about an industry dream team. But is this the dawn of a technological utopia? Or are we stepping into a sci-fi thriller? That's what we're here to unpack. So what exactly is Stargate? What kind of AI are we talking about here? Well, Stargate aims to create a global network of AI-powered data centers and research facilities. We're talking about cutting-edge deep learning algorithms, the kind that power things like self-driving cars and facial recognition. But on an unprecedented scale, imagine a network of supercomputers, all interconnected, crunching data and developing AI at warp speed. So the goal is to make these powerful tools available to, well, everyone. How would that even work? That's the democratization angle Stargate's proponents are pushing. Think about it. A small startup in rural India suddenly has the same AI tools as a Silicon Valley giant, allowing them to develop life-saving medical technology or revolutionize agricultural practices. Okay, I see the potential there. But let's be real. Something this big has to have downsides, right? What are the critics saying? You're right to be skeptical. One major concern is the concentration of power. 3 massive corporations controlling this global AI infrastructure. Critics worry about potential misuse, lack of transparency, and who gets to set the rules. Like giving a small group of people the keys to the digital kingdom.
Exactly.
And then there's the data privacy issue. We're talking about AI systems that thrive on data, massive amounts of it. How do we ensure that our personal information is protected in this scenario? And what about the societal impact? Yeah, AI is already disrupting jobs. What happens when these systems become even more powerful? Some experts believe Stargate could lead to widespread job displacement, potentially widening the gap between the haves and have-nots. Imagine entire industries being reshaped as AI takes on more complex tasks. It's a future full of possibilities, but also potential pitfalls. So what's being done to address these concerns? Is anyone even trying to regulate this thing? Governments worldwide are scrambling to figure that out. The challenge is creating a framework that fosters innovation while protecting against potential harms. It's a tightrope walk, and the decisions made now will have huge consequences for the future of AI. So is Stargate a giant leap for humanity, or a step towards a dystopian future? The answer, quite frankly, is still being written. But one thing's for sure, we can't afford to be passive observers in this story. The future of AI is in our hands. This has been your news agent, Baitu, signing off. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious.
Welcome to Securing the Future of AI, Byte by Byte. I'm your host, Liban Mohamud, joined by my co-host, Kammil, today. We're talking about foundational question, why does AI security matter? AI is becoming essential to businesses and how they operate, from chatbots to automation to decision-making tools. But with great power comes with significant risks. Kammil, when you think about AI security, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Hey, Liban, good to be here for another episode. There is a lot of things comes to my mind, Liban, but I think the most important thing is the trust. AI systems are amazing. As we all know, we are using them on our daily lives, from a personal level to corporate level. They are transforming industries and making things more efficient. But if people can't trust these systems, none of that matters. Whether if it's a business, customers, or regulators, trust is that glue which hold us all together.
True.
And security is the foundation of that trust. You agree?
I agree. Absolutely. Exactly.
Without it, everything falls apart.
Exactly, Camille. And we're not just talking about theoretical risks here, right? There are real world problems that are already happening. Remember the Samsung case earlier this year?
Yes, I do.
Engineers were using ChatGPT to help them code, right? And they accidentally leaked sensitive source code. Uh, it's a perfect example of how easy it is for things to get out of control.
Yeah, that's a great example, Liban. It shows that AI security isn't just about preventing hackers from breaking into systems. It is also about protecting your own systems, your processes, and being aware of how AI is interacting with sensitive data. Companies are integrating AI at such a high pace,
Right?
but many do not understand the risk associated with it.
Oh, I totally agree, right? So let's break it down for our audience, right? Someone who is totally new to AI security, what would you say is the biggest risk that is facing a business when they're deploying an AI system?
Liban, I would say I would start with three major risks. The first one is around data leakage. AI systems process tons of sensitive information, and if that data isn't properly secured, it can be exposed. Let's think about a healthcare AI system who is processing patient data, or a financial institute who is handling financial transactions.
Absolutely.
The second risk, Liban, is prompt injection, which is a very much a new thing to AI systems. We didn't have prompt injections before. And how do you manipulate a prompt injection? This is a fascinating one, in my opinion. It's where someone feeds malicious input into an AI system to manipulate its behavior. It's like hacking the logic of AI without breaking into the system. God, where this world is going. And the last one is compliance. There are risks around it. We have regulations like GDPR and EU AI Act, and businesses are under huge pressure to prove that their systems are secure and they don't violate any privacy laws. And the fines for non-compliance are crazy. I will put some of those numbers for 2024, with huge fines going to companies who are not meeting their compliance needs.
You're absolutely spot on, right? Let's unpack the technical term you talked about, which is the prompt injection, right? Uh, I think it's one of the least understood risks when it comes to AI, right? Uh, they will tell you to go to look into OWASP top 10 for um, AI risks. However, it isn't like traditional hacking. It's more subtle, right?
Yeah, Levin, prompt injection, it's like exploiting a loophole in logic rather than breaking into a system. For instance, someone could interact with a customer service bot and use carefully crafted inputs, which we call now prompts, to trick into revealing sensitive company data. You don't need any advanced hacking tools, just the right words. And the scariest
Interesting.
part, Levin, is most companies aren't even aware of this kind of attack exists, let alone how to defend against it.
That's fascinating, Camille, and terrifying at the same time. So let's shift to solutions, right? If a business is listening and thinking about how can we deploy AI, but they don't really have any real thoughts about security, what is the first step that they should take?
Yeah, so if a business have already deployed some sort of AI solution, but they haven't thought of the security part yet, Liban, I would recommend starting with these three steps. At first, education, right?
Right.
Without being said, education is such an important element. From developers to executives, everyone need to understand the basics of AI security.
I agree. I
This
agree.
is why you can listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
You can't secure something which you do not understand. I read an article recently in RTE which said that there's a new research which reveal 80% of Irish employees would like to upskill in AI, but only 60% have received some sort of training around it, which is a very low number.
I agree. I agree.
And the second thing is implement some sort of real time monitoring. We are working on a platform, which is Byte LLM, which can detect unusual activities like prompt injection before they escalate into major problems. And the last thing I would say here is adopt some secure development practices. And this includes things like validating user inputs, filtering AI outputs, and conducting some regular vulnerability assessments. It's about baking security into the process from the very start.
That is really good advice, practical advice, Kammil. I love the emphasis of education, right? Um, and let's be honest, right? AI is here to stay, right? And we haven't been great at, developing secure software in the past. So it's not just technical issue; it's also a business issue. Let's talk about how AI security impacts beyond the company, just not the tech side, right? What do you think is the biggest consequences here?
Or even there are plenty of consequences and they are huge. Let's start with a security breach. A security breach does not just affect systems, it affects trust, the reputation, and the revenue. Imagine if your AI system leak customer data. It's not just about fixing the system. Now you're dealing with compliance issues, lawsuits, you have some regulatory fines, you're going to lose your customer trust. In some cases, small companies they could never recover from a breach like that. And on the flip side, Liban, businesses that prioritize security can actually use it as a competitive advantage.
No, I absolutely agree, right? Absolutely. Security as a differentiator is such an interesting idea, right? However, in deploying, AI agents, that is really, where if you have no idea what you're doing, that you could really cause big issues, right? Can you share an example of company that really nailed security in AI?
Yeah, sure. We are very familiar with Apple. Um, they have always been leader in privacy and security. For example, they prioritize on-device processing for things like Siri, which minimize the risk of data exposure. But on the other hand, we touched on the Samsung case where the engineers accidentally leaked sensitive data because proper safeguards were not in place. It's a reminder of what's at stake and what's not.
That's a great example, Camille, and it highlights the fact that security, AI security, isn't optional; it's essential. As we wrap up, right? What is the one thing that you would want our listeners to take away from this conversation?
Yeah, Liban, my takeaway would be start small, but start now. AI security doesn't have to be overwhelming. Begin with education, and we said, right? Start educating your employees, your colleagues, implement some basic safeguards, and build from there. Small milestones, small steps will get you to complete the bigger picture. The sooner you start, the more secure your systems will be, and so is your business.
I couldn't agree more, Camille. AI security isn't just about protecting systems. Traditionally, software security or secure design is been the last few years really coming up, right? But right now it's about protecting people, data, and your business future. Thanks for the great discussion, Kammil, and thanks to our listeners. Thank you for tuning in to Securing the Future of AI, Byte by Byte. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned to our episodes. We will dive into the autonomy of prompt injection. Till next time, stay secure.
Stay secure.